past the hour, the FBI recently announced it would provide Congress with documents related to its investigation of Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server as Secretary of State. Joining us now, Chairman of the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, Republican Congressman Jason Chaffetz of Utah. Good to have you on the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Why don't we start, Mika, do you have the Wall Street Journal editorial?
That's what I was going to read.
We want to talk about the Clintons going out of business cell that we referenced earlier this morning, where you can't influence her after she's president, but if you're a foreign power and you want to give money now to the Clinton Foundation, got a 3-month going out of business cell.
So the Wall Street Journal says now the Clintons tell us. Now they tell us, after years of claiming that the Clinton Foundation poses no ethical complex for Bill and Hillary or the U.S. government, Bill Clinton now admits the truth, sort of. If his wife becomes president, he says the super PAC, masquerading as a charity, won't accept foreign or corporate contributions. Bill will also resign from the foundation board, and Chelsea will stop raising money for it. Now they tell us, if such fundraising poses a problem when she's president, why didn't it when she was Secretary of State or while she's running for president? Their answer is that it did, and it does, and they know it. But the foundation was too important to their political futures to give it up until the dynastic couple were headed back to the Oval Office. Is it that simple?
I mean, I guess my question is, if it's a risk, an ethical risk, after she's president of the United States, why wasn't it an ethical risk when she was running the State Department as America's top diplomat?
Well, it was. I mean, it's so obvious. It's kind of one of those, oh, well, duh type of moments. And there's so much intermingling here with the foundation. I mean, it's how she got around Sidney Blumenthal, for instance, right? The White House, President Obama didn't want Sidney Blumenthal involved. So what they do, they just pay him out of the foundation.
But shouldn't they right now say, stop, we're not going to accept any more money from foreign powers if they're sending a signal that will stop 3 months from now?
She should have done that when she was the United States Senator. But when you announce that you're a candidate for the presidency, you change things. And then she should have stepped away from that. And so should her husband and her daughter. And they should have created this separation and put a separate board that had no communication. I mean, they're easy things to do, but they chose not to do those things.
The FBI just sent you a batch of documents. Have you read them?
A lot of them, not all of them. We've got 2 binders full of information, intermingled, classified, non-classified material. I've got a couple problems with what we have. One is the high level of redactions. Hillary Clinton is out there saying there's not very much sensitive information in there, that she didn't trade in sensitive classified information. It's so sensitive and so classified that even I, as the chairman of the Oversight Committee, don't have the high level of clearance to see what's in those materials. I think the documents are overly classified. We're going to call on the FBI this week to give us a version where there's non-classified, the unclassified material and the classified material redacted so that that could be out there in the public. I think that's the right thing to do.
Do you agree with Director Comey and the Justice Department that Hillary Clinton should not be charged, should not be indicted?
I don't come to the same conclusion that the FBI director came to, but we have a fundamental problem and challenge. At the State Department, you have a classified email system and you have a non-classified information. How is it that somebody, over the course of years, anybody, can take information from a classified system and you don't just forward it, you don't just put it, hey, I'm going to send it to this account. How did they extract that material, put it on thumb drives?
Is it a new system, just under Secretary Clinton?
Well, they've made transitions and upgrades all along the way. Certainly email is much more prevalent than it was in Madeleine Albright's days, but the system is such that we've got a major security flaw. That's why we keep looking at it.
Off of what you've read, off of what you know, would you be inclined to pursue a perjury indictment against Secretary Clinton?
What I'm stunned is that the FBI director came before Congress and testified that through their year-long investigation, they never looked at the under oath testimony from Hillary Clinton. Are you kidding me? You're doing an investigation about the email scandal and you never look at what she said under oath? I mean, politicians lie, but when you're under oath, you can't do that.
How much does it cost the taxpayers thus far, your investigation?
I don't know. We spend $4 trillion as a government. The Oversight and Government Reform, founded in 1814, has a role to oversee every expenditure, and that does cost money.
Are you trying to get this version that you have in the 2 binders released to the public before the election?
Well, I think they should do it sooner rather than later. I think the public has a right to know. And under FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, it's going to be released anyway. And so we're not asking to release anything they wouldn't do otherwise because it's non-classified material. The other thing that is stunning to me that we found out last night is the FBI gave us one set of documents, and then we asked them, and they were very nice and courteous to give us a second copy in a classified setting. But they're different. So we have a second set of documents that's now different. When you turn them page by page, they're different. I don't know why that happened.
What's the difference?
Well, we've gone through and there's new information. A lot of this that they claim is classified is just flat out embarrassing. It's not, there's nothing classified about it. It's just embarrassing. It's a lot of immature
So are you suggesting the
name-calling,
FBI is
things like that.
protecting Hillary from embarrassment? I mean, what's the suggestion?
No, I'm
What are
not
you
suggesting and ascribing motivation in any way.
what's the
I'm just saying when they
theory?
give us,
What's
hey,
your
here's
theory?
well, here's the full set of documents, and then they give a copy by definition that would be the same. They're not. You start turning the page, and suddenly there's new documents, new information in there, and so we're going back to square one. We've only had them for days, but still, the second copy is different than the first copy. Why is that?
Why is it? What do you think?
I don't know, but it's more information. The stuff that we saw in the short time before we got on the train to come up here to be on the show was that it was just flat out embarrassing. There was nothing classified about it, name calling, things like that.
Ooh, who got called names?
Well, release the information. You see, you're going to suport me in releasing this information.
We all support you in releasing the information.
Yeah,
We want to
That's
see
what they
it.
really want to see, right? Who called who what?
Mr. Chairman, thank you so
Thanks for having me.
much.
Good morning.
Thanks for being on the
Appreciate it.
show.
Thank you.
And call for them,
Fair game.
call for them to stop taking donations today. This 3-month window.
Here on this show.
This going out
Don't
of
do it.
business cell approach just invites more corruption.
Give it to UNICEF. They need the money.